Here we got Mighty Nano Tank van.
What's going on, everybody?
The tank is slightly clouded because like he was showing me how you feed his clam. Seeing your setup here, right? First, can you tell us like how large is this tank? How long has it been up?
Yeah, so it's been up almost about a year now. It's an innovative Marine 25, and so it's a all-in-one system.
Nice. And see, the first thing that caught my eye is that you got this little contraption in the middle.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about what that is?
Yeah. So I love dragon nets. It's always kind of hard to keep them in nano tanks, and so you know, as you're training the scooter here to eat, you know, frozen stuff in pellets, you make this pod hotel, and the pods could hide in there essentially.
Cool. And I noticed that like when you're approaching a tank, the dragon is pretty much like parked right here waiting for food.
Oh yeah.
So you notice that the food is coming.
Oh yeah.
So is he taking like frozen food already?
It'll take pellets too.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Another unique thing I noticed about a tank is these two right here. These are the random flow generator, right?
Yeah.
How do you like them so far?
I love these. There's no moving parts to them, so they like you don't have to clean them.
So you just kind of pop them on and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. It's plug and play. So what I do notice is so they call them random flow generators, but I notice it's more like a circular flow. Oh. So if you like look closely at the flow, it's more like circular.
I see.
But it works well though.
That is really cool.
It's really soft on all the cores. It disperses the flow.
Do you notice a much weaker flow from these, or they're about the same?
No, so they're about the same. I had the spin streams before, and those reduces like the flow by like half.
I see.
These keep the flow probably reduces like, I don't know, just a little bit. Yeah, but I also don't run a very strong pump in the back.
I got you.
In all-in-one tanks, if you run too strong of a pump, like flow, it drains the back and it kicks on your top off.
I
Yeah.
see.
So then it keeps the chambers low. So I want it a little higher. So I run just like I think like 300 per gallon per hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's 20 gallon tank.
It's 25.
25
gallon tank, but like with rocks and you know water displacement, it's about like 18 gallons.
Okay, so almost like 10 times turnover, roughly.
Yeah, roughly around.
That's cool. Do you have any tips for people who's coming into your hobby? Like any maybe top 2 tips? I know a lot of people do top 5. Let's go for top 2. To keep it concise.
Top 2 tips. One thing is to keep everything simple. You don't want like, I don't know. I see a lot of people put like protein skimmers in the back. Nothing wrong with protein skimmers, but like I feel like in nano tanks, it just does really well. Like water changes.
Just water changes.
Yeah,
right?
just water changes. And feeding. So like I try not to feed the tank too much pellets. I feel like with pellets and like dry food, it's too much nutrients in the food itself. So I feed mysis shrimp like as a staple.
Which kind of mysis shrimp do you use?
The San Francisco one, so like the smaller one.
The smaller ones?
Yeah.
And how often do you feed your tank? Or do you feed the coral? Do you target feed them? Or?
Yeah, so I target feed. I do every other day, like the whole.
It's pretty often.
Yeah.
And do you rinse your food first, or you just kind of go straight into the tank?
Yeah, so I have a little bowl, and then I kind of just let the shrimp melt in there, and then I use my handy dandy tongs.
That is cool. This is like a plastic tongue, right?
Yeah, it's a plastic one. The metal ones always rust up for me.
Let the shrimp melt in the bowl. Right?
Yeah.
With like tank water.
Yeah.
And you use these to.
Yeah.
So you don't use turkey baster.
Oh
just
yeah, no.
clip them up
Yeah.
and put them into the. So how do you get the pellets to open up? I know like you're huge on ACANs.
Yeah. So
secret weapon.
To wake them. Oh yeah, I guess we could say
Secret weapon.
This is my secret sauce here.
I have this.
Yeah.
I have this. I've not used it in a long time. I have a lot of random crap.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I have this, yeah.
This is so good. I do about half a milliliter, and yeah, you just put it in a high flow area, and then within like 5 minutes, like all the polyp extensions are up and ready to feed. So then I kill the flow and then just spot feed everyone.
All right, now for those of you who don't know what it is, can you explain what this is?
LPS power amino acid, but it's from the company Coraline. Help me out. How do you pronounce that? Shoots? I don't know. I'm sorry to the company. Anyways, it's a fatty amino acid.
Yeah.
So
That's cool. So you drip a little bit of this first to kind of get the palm extension, and then you feed them.
Yeah.
And MIGHTY shrimp.
And MIGHTY shrimp.
Reefer once in a while.
Yeah, reefers I try to do like probably like once or twice a week. I know some people do it a lot, but I don't do it as much.
Again, water's slightly cloudy because he was feeding a lot of phytos. By the way, tell people how much phyto you feed your tank. I was surprised.
Is it a lot?
I feel like it's a bunch, but it works well for you. The tank was clear before
Yeah,
that.
so I feed about like 50 drops of reef nutrition phytoplankton in there. But I you know what? Actually thinking about it, I did work my way up to it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I started off with like 10 drops.
Yeah.
And then slowly, like a month later, I did 20.
You see that there's no ill effect. So
Yeah. Right.
And he did have 2 clams in there before, like a pretty large Dorisa clam as well. But obviously that one is sold, so he does have 2 clams to kind of like take out the phytos. Something unique happened to this colony, right?
Yeah.
Once you switch over to Radions.
Yeah. So I had these over AIs before, kind of in the corner, and I thought they were just purple hammers, but I switched over to the Radions and I put them up top, and they started developing this like gold rainbow color.
Really cool.
Yeah. So I could probably say that it's a Benjamin's designer
Benjamin designer hammer core right here. Get it while it's still here. All right, so Ben got a bonus tip for us.
Bonus tip.
Bonus tip.
Last one.
Last one.
I cannot unveil all my secrets.
All right, spill the sauce.
RLDI. It sounds expensive at first, but if you cash in on a good deal, you guys make your money back in about like six or 7 months or so.
Our DI unit, right?
RLDI unit, yeah.
And which one do you have?
I have the Marine Depot 4-stage.
How much was it?
I think it was like I caught it on a sale, like 170.
Okay.
170.
So it's pretty equivalent to the BLS one.
Yeah. They're like all like interchangeable parts across the board.
All right, so come check this out. This tank actually really caught my eye because like I just love it. I really like Xenia. As you guys know, I've been trying to grow my Xenia, so I'm trying to like I was hanging Ben upside down, trying to shake all the tips out of it. How to grow Xenia. So Ben, do you want to come in here and just introduce this tank a little bit? Like what tank this is and how long it has been up?
Yeah, so I love innovative marine tanks. So this is the innovative marine 10-gallon, and it's also an all-in-one, and I also keep this tank in a pretty simple setup. This tank has been up probably like I want to say 6 months, 6 months or so.
It's doing really well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It seems really stable.
Yeah, they I don't do any testing or anything like in this tank. I don't really dose. I've tried to practice where like you look at the corals, and if it's not doing okay, then you dose. But I don't really have to dose this tank.
That's awesome. So you have no idea where the elk sits?
No idea.
Oh my goodness.
No idea.
So what kind of filtration do you have running on here?
Yeah. So if you wanna come a little closer, I have the in-tank media basket here, and then for all my tanks I use Seachem Matrix Biomedia.
Okay.
In the back. So that's how I'm able to run that tank without any rocks in the display. So on the right chamber, it's all loaded with biomedia.
Good point. Yeah. So that's kind of like Marine Pure Block.
Yeah.
And how often do you switch out the floss?
Twice a week.
Twice a week?
Yeah.
Mine's like every 2 weeks.
Really?
It's a miracle mode. Maybe that's why I have algae issue. All right. So besides floss, do you run Chemicure Blue?
Oh yeah. I have a bag somewhere down there.
And assume the PA Matrix or the biofilter.
Yeah. The Seachem Matrix.
Filter Matrix also.
Biomedia. Yeah.
And is this a random flow generator?
Random flow generator as well. For all my tanks, I love using these heaters. I don't know if you use it too, Mookie. By Cobalt.
Oh, not this one. Interesting.
Cobalt Neotherm, best heater in the market.
Really?
Yeah, very precise.
That is great. I like how large the dial is too, and they're pretty. You say they're precise, right?
Precise, like spot on.
And use the smart ATO. Top off.
Smart micro ATO.
Really cool. And I see that you're running 2 lights right here. Can you explain what kind of light you got?
Yeah, so this is an AI Prime HD. I ran it fairly low, around like 40%.
40%.
And then this right here is a Reef Bright mag light that I found. It does really well for a nano tank. Like it's like the blues, so it really glows at nighttime.
So the Reefer is mainly for aesthetic.
Yeah.
And the AI Prime, would you recommend this light for nano tank?
Absolutely.
Like what tank size would you say is good for AI Prime HD?
So
Up to.
in my experience, like one AI Prime would be good for a 10-gallon.
Yeah.
You can run one AI Prime over like that tank, which I did forever. But what I noticed was like corals around like the edges slowly lost colors.
I see.
So then I put on two AI Primes and that was perfect. But
I see the Radeon.
I wanted to upgrade.
I see that Radeon right there.
That's for the future 500-gallon build.
Got it. That by then you need like 6.
Right. So that's my
That's
first of 6.
But AI Prime, great for nano. Color rendition is good. Color health is good.
Yeah. I had Kessels before too. The Kessel A160s.
Oh, okay.
And I had them both on this tank. You don't see a difference in color. Like they both look the same.
So tell me like what's going on in this tank.
Yeah. So
What's your ideas?
So I love to rockscape, and so I went for like a tree look in this
nice.
one, and I just wanted something simple in this tank. So I just went with bubble tip anemones and zinnias.
Really good. The Xenia is working so well. They look nice. And again, any tip for the Xenias?
So with the zinnias, I guess try to keep your like mag and out stable, but I don't test in here.
They just work out for you.
They just work out for me, but I do notice it's the strand, because I've had other strand of zinnias and they post at first and they just like stopped altogether. I do notice though, like sometimes if the pulsing seems like a little slower, because if you look closely at them, they like shut really tight.
Yeah.
Sometimes they seem a little weak, and then like that's when the mag seems a little low. So I'll test it, and the the mag dropped a little, so I just dump a little bit of
So
mag.
what is considered low for mag for you for DC?
Anything below 1300 low. Yeah, I mean I'll send you home with a piece, and then you could try it. See, let me know if it pulses for you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Just be careful though. So the guy I got these zinnias from told me. He said, I told him, pulsing zinnias never grow for me.
Right.
And
That's what I say all the
so
time.
he's like, here you go. He's like, you're gonna regret having this in your tank a year later. And I mean, I don't regret it. I love zinnias.
It looks nice.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, and that's the first thing that Emily noticed too. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
you like the
I like
purple
it.
coral corals.
They're so nice. I love this tank a lot.
Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the tour of Mighty Nano Tanks. But I'm gonna let Ben to close things out. So Ben, I know you're gonna be moving out in about what, half a year or so?
Half a year or so.
And so in this half a year, you'll be slowly shutting down your tanks.
Yeah.
But you'll still be sharing on your social media, and you have YouTube account, right? Can you
Yes.
tell us what it is again?
Yeah, so my YouTube is Mighty Nano Tank, so be sure to follow me.
Ben is not yet on Instagram, but I think that is about to change really soon. And what is your account on Instagram?
Yes, so my account is Mighty Nano Tank.
As well.
Yeah.
Any parting words for the folks watching?
No, thank you all for checking out my little fish corner, and thank you Moki and Emily for coming over and visiting my place.
And who's that little guy right there in your lap?
That's Eli. Say hi, Eli.
Hey.
All right, see you guys next time.
Every time you swim around, I like to stick my hand. Oh my goodness, look at that Bristol worm. What the heck?